we've got the coaching staff, the head coaching staff for Lindsay Lane Christian Academy. Coach Steve Murr, head coach of the boys, and Coach Rick Wright, head coach of the girls.
Good to be here,
guys. Welcome.
Thank you.
So you were asking records to Coach Wright there after the thing, and Coach, you're talking about where you were, where you should have been, and how things was going during the Thanksgiving. Give us a rundown of kind of that little conversation y'all just had.
Yeah, we got off to a good start this year. We were 4-1, had a couple of wins over 3A schools. We're 2-0 in area, and then going into Thanksgiving week, it was a tough lineup going in. It was 5A Ardmore, 5A Jasper, and 3A Holly Pond. So we sort of took our lumps those first two games. We did make a game of it against Ardmore, cut it to 6 in the fourth quarter after I think we were down 14 at halftime. Jasper was a bad matchup, but I hoped we would end it on a good note on Wednesday against Holly Pond, and we were up 14 in the fourth quarter and let that slip away.
That hurts, dude.
That was a conversation in the locker room afterwards, wasn't it?
Yeah, that kind of hurt. So instead of going in on a good note, 5-3, 2-0 in area, we're 4-4. So that's okay. That's the first phase of the season, and
that's the first 8 games.
But you know what, too? Playing those tougher teams early just prepares you for down the road. And so you said like you took your lumps, but it's going to pay off at some
absolutely.
point.
That's what I tried to sell the girls on. It's hard in the moment when they give that game away.
But come first of the year, those region games come right back to back, so that helps out a lot playing those tougher teams.
We have 2 area games coming up next week, so I'm hoping we're 4-0 and really sitting in the catbird seat, on the path to host an area this year. That'd be a first for us. So I'm hopeful for that and excited for that opportunity.
That would be great. So, Coach Murr, everybody talks about Tommy, but you got a good team, man.
We do have a good team. Just to say, Rick was talking about our schedule. Right now we're 5-3. We could easily, I think both teams could be 8-0 right now. We have intentionally scheduled very difficult games this year. A couple of those kids that's really stepping it up right now. Of course, Charlie Morrison's been with us for a long time and been a solid player for us. He's averaging 13 points a game and 6 rebounds a game, which is huge for us. But then we've got freshman Amar Fuqua. He had a 17-point game. He's had some big games. He's given us another threat. He can now drive to the basket, and that's something he wouldn't do last year.
Really?
He had a good year in AAU, and that kind of helped him.
You learn a little bit during the summer playing those games, yes.
And then we've got Roderick Watkins. He's a sophomore, and he joined us late. He played football this year, but he's only played 5 games. But I think as the season goes on, he could really help us.
Talk about the game today. You're playing Calhoun over at Columbia's, right?
Yeah, today could be a tough one. We're playing Calhoun at the Be Elite showcase. And what we'll see today are our first 5-star player that we'll play against this year. ESPN has him ranked 18th right now.
Nice. Wow.
So we expect him to have some nice dunks, and I like a good dunk, just like everybody else. However, we're going to try and limit the time that he gets to the lane.
That dunk's only 2 points. They don't give you an extra half.
That's right. That's right. We don't give him any threes. Yeah. So that'll be a tough game.
Years ago, when Tyler was still in high school, we played in a tournament over here in Madison, and Rico Pickett was on the team that they played. They were in warm-ups, man, bouncing the ball off the back glass. Rico coming up with 2 hands. Yeah.
And, everybody loves a good dunk. You're right, Coach. Unless it's against.
Well, usually in these showcase, we played at the Lighthouse Classic, and that was a showcase. And so we had, James Wiseman was in that tournament last year.
Memphis.
There were 6. Yeah. There were 6 guys that in NBA that played in that tournament in the last 4 years.
Oh, wow!
So we went down there, had 2 tough games. We played really good on Saturday. We lost by 2 points after Charlie Morrison fouled out. But in those type games, a lot of times they'll let you dunk in warm-ups. And so I've been watching these guys dunk and hoping they just get worn out.
Putting
on a show for the crowd.
You expend some energy there.
Yeah. That's right. Dunk away, boys.
Coach Wright, you have any girls that can jump up and do the one-handed
windmilling?
Windmilling, yeah.
Well, I wish they could, but not quite. But we do have some good vertical leap on a couple of the girls. One, Madeline Dazan, she's our leading scorer right now at about 18 a game. And she's small. She's about 5'3", but she's a volleyball player. So she has
she got some hops.
She does have some hops. And then Audra Putman, she's our best all-around player. She's a senior this year. Volleyball kind of got her off to a slow start because she sprained her ankle really badly in the state playoffs. Came down on somebody's foot on a block attempt. And, and so that's gotten her season off to a little slower start. But she's got a pretty good vertical leap, and she's our best ball handler. About 5'8", 5'9". So that's
a good
tough
size
matchup.
on the wing. Yeah.
Especially for 1A basketball, that's a tough matchup. So to have them on there, and then Tommy's younger sister, Lindsay Murr, she's right now our second leading scorer. So to have that scoring distribution between Madeline Dazan and Audra Putman and Lindsay Murr, and then other girls are stepping up, willing to take some shots and
it makes for
drive
good
into
team
the lane.
chemistry and good and just good. So about 2 or 3 weeks ago, guys, we had y'all's athletic director on, and now I don't know if she's
Megan Ellison.
Yeah, Megan. And I don't know if Megan's personally sat down with y'all individually, but up here she was explaining to us how they weren't on the hot seat per se, but they're being right. They can be. No, I'm kidding, guys.
Todd, this is him.
No, she had nothing obviously but praise to say for y'all. She was. I'm just joking, guys. I am awful. No, she was very appreciative of how y'all have helped her be able to step in and take over, because that's a big deal. I mean, there's a lot of sports going on, especially when she was up here a couple of weeks ago. Y'all had, multiple sports happening, basketball starting and everything. And
she got swimming, one of the new sports that we have started.
Talked about that. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd mention Megan. She seems like she's doing a wonderful job and very willing to take advice. And she was talking about how she reached out to the state to get information. So good for y'all. I mean, that only can make it easier on y'all to do your jobs. Don't have to fool with the. They said you got somebody there that knows the rules of this, that, and the other, whatever. But congratulations to Tommy for the scoring.
Thank you.
Congratulations to that one.
Wow. I mean,
was that the Lighthouse Classic? He broke that record.
Unbelievable, man.
I think it's 4,564 points.
Is that all?
This morning.
I couldn't do no better than that. I wouldn't try.
I wouldn't even put my shorts on for that.
Yeah. Now, how has this whole recruiting experience been for Tommy and the family?
Right. I think it's been a long journey. I've enjoyed it. Just getting to see different programs, places we visited with him. It's been fun. Ultimately he decides on Lipscomb University. And,
couldn't ended up at a better place, man.
No, I agree. They have a great program.
They do. History goes back,
that's right.
years and continues to win. And
he had visited there. Actually, his sophomore year, he visited there. But I think it's really Lenny Acuff that really just spent a little time with him is what Tommy felt like. This is someone who's going to help develop me. I try not to read too many comments on social media. Sometimes my wife will tell me one. This morning she said she read something about the game today, and one of the comments was that he's an all right player, but he just needs better coaching. And she told me that at breakfast this morning.
She told you that at breakfast.
Oh wow!
So I said,
"Good morning, honey."
I agree.
Good morning.
I agree.
By the way, have you heard?
You can't coach.
I can't wait for him to get to Lipscomb and get some coaches that will really develop him.
That are developing.
Yeah.
Well, you've obviously done nothing with him, so jeez.
Now I think too they're playing Alabama next year over at the Civic Center. Lipscomb is.
Yeah, I've heard that. That'll be great.
That would be awesome. And his parents, how good is it that he's only an hour and a half up the road?
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, he's not across the country. And then for him as well, not just
right there at the end, BYU.
Wow, I didn't know that.
BYU flew in here on a Wednesday night. They had him do a workout at 6:30 in the morning, and then they flew back. Wow. And then, so we talked a little bit. It's about a 24-hour drive from Athens to Provo. And I thought, I don't know that I'm going to get to see too many games.
No.
Even on TV, those things come on too late. I'm asleep.
They tip off like at 11 o'clock or something.
Have you ever been out there?
Yes,
Salt Lake City area.
Yes, my parents are from that area, Colorado, Utah.
And it is beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
That's a long way for your son
is.
to be off. So I didn't know that. So let me ask you this, just out of curiosity, that you brought it up, because I've never really thought about this prior. So, obviously BYU has the Mormon faith.
Right.
Do you have to be? He wouldn't. I guess my question.
Would he have to convert?
No, not convert, but would he have to go on
missions?
Yeah, no, that's a good question that we have. We sat down and talked to him. Tommy is very strong in his faith.
Absolutely.
He knows what he believes, and he knows why. And then the idea that we're going to send him off, because he's been in a Christian school, of which I've been a part of since he started K4.
Yeah.
And so we believe he has a good foundation, but when we send him off somewhere, we know that he's going to be, presented with some things that we didn't teach him, that he didn't learn from Lindsay Lane Christian Academy. And so we sit down and we talk about every one of these coaches that we've looked at, public universities, private universities, but we want to know what they believe and why, and it's more specifically what the coaches believe, because we think those are going to have the guys that have the biggest impact on him over the next 4 years.
I mean, they're like a surrogate dad and mom while your child's there at the university.
Right. And so when we talked with BYU, I was a little bit surprised that coach said about 90% of their student body are Mormons. And, there's some things that, would be in conflict with what he's been taught. So we didn't know that was going to be a great fit for him, although he likes the style that they play. Yeah. And the night before he signed, actually verbally committed to Lipscomb, they called and they asked if he would be willing to wait to the spring to commit. And it didn't take him long to come to a conclusion on that. And, of course, he had already, really decided on Lipscomb. But, we talked about the idea they're trying to get someone that's not you. And if they can't get him, then they want you.
Yeah,
so
that
didn't win him over for sure.
It's almost like a gray shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good for y'all. So now, when's y'all's next game, Coach, right?
We have Monday on the road to New Hope, Tuesday an area game, home game against Ari Hubbard, and then Friday Athens Bible. So 3 games next week. And so that'll be good.
It's a full week.
That is a full week. And as I said, at the end of the week, I'm hoping we're 4-0 in area. We'll have a win at that point, if that's true, over each of the other teams in area. So that would be a good thing. So we're trying to focus on that. We had a good week of practice. It's kind of hard coming off Thanksgiving break, that layoff from Wednesday to Monday, and eating all that turkey and dressing. I guess they were a little lethargic on Monday, but we had better practices on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I'm hopeful that we'll respond well to it. We have a veteran team, a good team. We do have some younger girls inserted in there. Lindsay Murr as a freshman, but the other starters are 3 juniors and a senior. We have a couple of seniors that come off the bench. So pretty deep team this year, so I'm able to take some more chances on defense, not worry as much as on foul trouble, even though that got us in trouble against Holly Pond. So you still have to worry about it. But deeper team, good team. I'm looking forward to see how we respond and play this week in those 3 games.
Good deal.
Coaches, thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Great conversation.
Yeah, we'll have
and
y'all
I
back
hope Tommy
on.
gets a little better coaching before too much longer, man. We don't know what the kid's going to do.
Send him to a camp or something.
At least let him play some summer ball.
Yeah.
Tommy does his own camp. We do a camp here in Athens in June for younger kids.
Yeah.
That's something that's been very successful. That's one way that we kind of finance our basketball program. We've been able to do some things this year. We bought a new vehicle. Things that came from some of the fundraising that we do at Lindsay Lane. So
that's great.
Good deal.
Well, coaches, best of luck. We're going to take it off to a commercial. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. You're listening to Applebee Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.